Hello and welcome. My name is Ajaxpost and this is Computer Tycoon, and we're in the year 1983, and this could be a very important year for us if everything works out.
You have researched a new technology.
And I'm very rudely interrupted by a lady telling me I've discovered a new technology, which is the microphone. I'm not quite sure. Houston, can you hear me? One of the neat things about this game is there's a sense of humour to it. It's not all just dry spreadsheets and reports and analysis and computer technology geekery, of which there is quite a lot, to be honest. I mean, it's designed with an in-depth understanding and knowledge of the computer business and getting you involved in sort of the hard work, getting your fingernails dirty with the research and the building of computers, and indeed your soul dirty by selling them to people. Of course, the people want them. That's absolutely right. Of course they do. So it's a good thing that you're selling them. Anyway, yes. So we're doing quite well, as you saw in the last episode. I'm having to keep track of all the prices of my computers, which is a big thing in the game. But I think I've got that okay. Everything appears to be selling. So what we want to do is add a microphone to our computer models. Now, which one's really selling quite nicely? In fact, both these two are the Gamer Pro and the Office Pro. So let's have a look at what we've got in there. So you can't tell what's in a computer once you've built it, really. Okay, we've got 116 features, 111.6 features. So if I copy this one and make a new gamer machine with a microphone, because of course we're in the age of the multiplayer game, possibly, I don't know. But let's pretend that we are, shall we? So this is our first computer of 1983. So we will use my normal naming convention, 83.1. Okay, we'll save that design. That's good. And we'll come back into it here. Oh, don't want to call it copy. That's a naff name for a computer, most definitely. Okay, so we will set which accessories to it. The gamepad, the gun controller, the joystick, the keyboard, and the microphone. That's not added a great deal to it. Okay, performance, memory is important, that's good. The CPU. We want our fastest CPU, which I'm afraid is still one of my oldest ones. Again, it's just a little glitch in the program at the moment, so we'll use that one, by which I mean to double click it there. Okay, removable media, and our best, if I sort these so the top is the best, so I'll stick you in there. There's no graphics cards at this point. The power supply is that one, the quiet power, that's splendid. Motherboard. Oh, we must use the new one. Yes, with the speaker bus. So we'll stick you in there. Look at that, features gone right up. Storage, we've only got the one storage option still. The display will be the screen, display screen. In the operating system, we've only got the one still, which is our unique and perfect operating system, of course. Right, so let's create a prototype.
Your new computer model went into the testing phase.
And yeah, we'll wait for that to come through. Let's speed this up a little bit. I'm still doing quite well. My demand is 120 something production power. Ooh, rising sometimes to 133. It wanders around day by day. This is a daily count. So I'm not reaching my maximum yet, so that's okay. I'm getting close occasionally.
You have researched a new technology.
I've got new technology. That was the UPS, I think, wasn't it? Right. Yep, there it goes. The UPS, which again is another accessory, an uninterruptible power supply. So you have that 10 minutes to have that 10 minutes until you save your stuff. Yes, absolutely. Okay, so what we'll do on our computers is we'll take our existing Office Pro, we'll copy this design, Because UPSs aren't really sort of gamers don't worry about that, do they? He said. Of course, today's gamers might well worry about that, because there's nothing worse than being stuck in a game, especially a multiplayer one, I suppose, and all of a sudden the thunderstorm strikes or the power is cut or whatever. Okay, so we will take those features and add the UPS. Again, it's just a different collection of accessories for the office, because that's what I think an office would use. Okay, that's cool. Again, we'll check all the particular items here. The memory, the best performing one is that one. That's good. The CPU, the best performing one again. Movable media. Yeah, I think we're all okay here. Keep checking that, even though I know there's nothing there. Yep. Yep, everything is looking fantastic. Okay, so we will create that prototype.
Your new computer model went into the testing phase.
And let's run on. Okay, while we're waiting for those to finish testing, my market share is over 32%, which is darned impressive, considering. Is that because I'm in the most countries with the biggest market out of those? It could well be. Whether I'm the most profitable or not, I don't know. We will possibly see that in the statistics at the end of the year. But I'm not going to look at them just yet, because they'll just get in the way. I want to just play the game selling computers.
Your new computer model is polished.
I just love the way she says polished, as if she's so impressed. And indeed, so she should be. So this will be the Gamer Pro, presumably. There it is. Some feedback on this machine. It is the most prestigious. Excellent. Brutal Data. Brutal Data are really topping the leaderboard in every other category. Oh dear. Right. Sorry, let's go back in there. So it's charged. Yeah. Could we get it for 2-1? Yeah. I mean, the recommended price is 2062. If we add a little prestigious premium to that, let's market that. And go. We're selling. That's fine. Everything else is selling. Looks like this one has stopped selling, so let's just change the price on this one. Take him down 100. That doesn't really help. We won't worry about him just yet. What about these at the bottom, the oldest machines? Are they still going? They are, because they're so cheap, I think. Yep. Yep. Again, this old Gamer Pro isn't. So yeah, time for a price drop here, I think. So we'll make it $19.99.
Your new computer model is
That's
polished.
Fine. Again, it's one of the things. This a reminder for those of you who haven't been following this series or are new to it. This is an independently produced game. A single developer has created it, and it is currently in early access. So there are a number of sort of issues with it, primarily in terms of some of the ways things work, like the research, for example. And this page here can be a bit clunky at times. So there's a lot of finessing to do and fine-tuning, and I believe the next major update, which we're promised, will be a major overhaul of the research system, looking more like a tree rather than just a list of groovy things to research. So why did I say that? I can't remember now. I did. Yeah, so we don't have one of the things missing at the moment is a real sort of statistics package, which would give you, as the producer and the seller of computers, a better understanding of exactly what your markets, what your consumers actually want, and where you're failing in delivering those features. Okay, so let's get some feedback. This is my latest computer. Yeah, it's not the most prestigious. Yeah, the Office ones are always a little bit behind the curve, but that's okay. So it says we can sell it for, wow, if we sell it for, it's got a higher price. Maybe that's because of the price of the components in it. So if we price it just above the gamer machine, Is that going to sell any? Be surprised if it did. No, I think on these we do need to be much more competitive. So 1995. Is that going to work? Yeah, I think my sort of standard computers, the ones I'm calling office, aren't really sort of hitting the mark as far as the market's concerned. Are any of my office machines selling? That one isn't. Oh, it is slightly, a little bit. Why would that one be selling? Yeah, I'm not quite sure why that one is selling more than my latest model. Even though it's more expensive, it's got the feature set is much reduced, the prestige is much less. That is curious, isn't it? That is very curious. I'm going to leave that for the moment. This machine here, the old gamer machine, let's take that down again. Let's make you real cheap. Let's see if we can it's just getting the numbers, the people buying anything almost at this point. So I'm not exceeding my production capacity, the PP here in the top right. So as long as I can keep selling, I'm making money, basically.
One of your computer models became outdated.
Yep, that's okay. It's a machine I've already archived. So that's, I think. It hasn't just disappeared, has it? From that list. I think it might have done. Well, maybe it was one I was selling earlier. Okay. Oh, I'm not making so much money these days. I'm down to 23,000 a day. That's not so good. Right, let's take this one down in price again. This one is selling. That one's selling. That one's not. And that bottom one is a bit. So can we really can we sell this one at all? 1895. There's something odd going on here. Again, because we don't really have that detailed statistics, detailed analysis of what people are buying or why they're buying it. It can be little difficult to work some of these things out. Okay, right, now I'm waffling around on that screen for a reason, and that reason is I'm waiting for this big technology to turn up. That might turn up this year, and that is a big technology. Is there any new... and we'll see that when it comes in. Okay, so I'd like to increase my performance if I can. All these are getting very expensive now in terms of research points. I'm producing 14 research points a day, so you can see how many days it would take to research any of these new technologies. 286, I remember my very first computer I think was a Commodore 286. Sound Blaster. Actually, a Sound Blaster, it's all lovely and prestigious, isn't it? Features, that's excellent. But for performance, I need a CD-ROM drive. Performance, if you're watching this series from the very beginning,
You have researched a new technology.
hey, this is it. We have discovered personal computers. That's what the modular thingy. Yeah, go away. That's what the modular thingy was all about here. Oh, I need to stop sorting. Then we can see it in modular computer design. It introduces the era of the PC. Now, am I the first person to hit PC technology? And how much will it actually impact on the competition with the four competing companies in the world? Difficult to tell. Right, now, what can I do? I need to design a new computer, I think. Do I need that? No, it doesn't. It's not an affected area, so I don't need to sort of build new hardware. I should be able to create a brand new PC. Oh, does that look good? Oh, that reminds me. Yes, those are 5-inch disk drives, I think, aren't they? Yes. Oh my goodness. Right, it's a personal computer. So it's got a different colour as well, I think, to this dialog box. Accessories. We're going to go, I think, with those. For the office machine, again, to start with. Oh, I don't have any memory. Do I not have any memory for... Oh, I do. Right, I do need to add new hardware, I think. So, new CPU for a personal computer. Right, I'll keep these separate. Now, I could make this memory available for both, but I'm not going to. For the moment, until we get new technology which can be used in both, I'm going to keep these items separate. Okay, so what have we got? We use the 8088, which is core performance of 8, as opposed to 2. Yes, that's our best. That makes things cheaper, I think. Passive cooling is good. VLSI is good. That's all good. But I'm still well behind performance of my my competitors. So let's boost this up a little bit. It makes it more expensive, but there you go. I'll make it 8.2. Okay, so we will call this one the PC 8088. Okay, right, we need a new motherboard for the personal computer. We won't show the outdated technology, so it's going to have the bus, the sound chip, the VLSI. If we put everything on, I think we can do that. Okay. Again, we'll bump this up a little bit. Just to 2%, I think. Quality. That'll do. Okay, and this is PC Mobo 1. Create you. Okay, and new. Removable media. It's going to be the 3-inch. And we're going to call this PC 3FDD. Or FDD3. We're not going to get any smaller floppy disk drives, are we? So we'll leave it as that, I think. Okay. Not quite sure why I'm so down on features there. Ah, yes, you have to have something selected here. You can't deselect all the items. Whoops, this mouse a little bit. There we go, that's good. Performance, we'll boost that a little bit. That'll do. Yeah, we've got that. And our next technology is the power supply. It's going to be the AC and the noise reduction. PC power number 1. I might eventually design a standard naming convention, but it's no. To be honest, it's right. Must remember to click this as well. Okay. Right, so we've got that. Memory. There we go. That's all that. And this is PC Mem 1. Bump up the speed a little bit. That will do, I think. Create you. Storage. We've only got Winchester still on here. Again, we'll just bump up these things a little bit. Having just explained that you can't deselect the only selected option, every time I come here I attempt to deselect the only selected option. Yeah. The man's a fool. PC, what give it its full name? PC Winchester. There's an H in there, isn't there? There we go. Not quite sure why the quality is so poor compared to my competitors. What have they got that I haven't got? Display, the glass teletype. Yep. There we go. It'd be nice if that was an easier thing to select from, actually. There we go. Prestige. We'll add a bit of prestige to it, I think, too. PC Monitor 1. Look, it's almost looking as if I do have... as if I do have a naming convention. Almost. Storage display, the operating system, it's going to be the same old opcode. Features, we'll bump that up a little bit. Ease of use, yeah, let's bump that up a bit too. And this again is going to be the PC OS number 1. And it's for personal computers. Okay. Right, so now we've got all these components, these bits of hardware that are configured for use with personal computers. I can now build my very first PC. Okay, so let's go back to the computer screen, and I'm building a personal computer which has loads of accessories like that, which has memory. Why is that not showing? Did I not select the memory in here? Did I not? I didn't. Oh, your man's a fool. You see, there's so many things you've got to be careful of here. Make sure you get right. So, we don't need outdated technology in there. And can I create that? There's 2 of them now, but if I only select PC computers, only the one will show up. I think that's right. Okay. Actually, I can get rid of the PC mem from here. Oh, did I make the same mistake with the OS as well? Oh, dear me. Can't trust this man. So we will... Oh, it's that one. Archive that. Oh, I do have a PC OS. That's good. I think that's all looking right, unless there's something odd going on here. Right, finally, creating the new computer. Personal computer. Accessories. Yep, all the office gubbins, that's fine. The memory. I have memory. Right. CPU. I have a CPU. Media. I have that. There's no graphics cards yet. Gonna have to research that. We have power supply. We have a Winchester disk for storage. We have our very best motherboard. Now we have a glass teletype and an operating system. We are go. So this is going to be called Tech PC, because my home computers I call Tektron, because that's the name of my computer, my company rather. But we will call this, we're still 1983, number 1. Tech PC. Actually, no. We will keep it Tektron. PC 83. That works for now. That works for now. Okay, we'll save that design. Okay, and create the prototype.
Your new computer model went into the testing phase.
Okay, let's keep on selling. There's one thing, actually, if we go back to the research for a second, we've only got SCSI in the pipeline at the moment. That's going to take a while to come through anyway, but as I said, we need to look at other technologies to research. And none of these are going to be a quick hit, are they, to be honest? So the CD-ROM drive, EEPROM, that's right. Composite monitors. That might be good actually. A CLI would be good too. All these would be good. All these would be really, really good. Okay. I want to go back. I don't know if I finished this this thought. When we first started the series, performance was my company's advantage over all the competitors. So everything I had that sort of uplift at the beginning of the game, so that when I sold computers, I had the edge in every country that thought performance was the thing to buy. But since then, the competitors have caught up, and I no longer have the sort of lead in the performance stakes. So it might be nice to get that back. But while I've got prestigious, although that means I might not sell so well in lower wealth countries, I've still got a large market anyway in poorer and average wealth countries. So I'm tempted to stick with the prestige as well. Composite monitors, that I like the idea of that. The Isobus. That's features and quality. Well, we can always change these around. As we said, we can CLI. We're going to need CLI before we get to a sort of Windows type OS. So let's add that, and I want composite monitors, I think. Because that's where we are. That's gaming, isn't it? Basically, in the early days, is you plugged it into your TV screen and use that on your console, or indeed on your sort of home computer PC type thing. That was something I never actually did. My first computer was a PC, which I actually got from work. Well, I've got for work, to be honest. They didn't give it to me as a perk. Yeah, these are two countries. Malawi here.
Your new computer model is polished.
And Cambodia, where I am marketing, but I am being outstripped by the relevant competitor. Well, I've tried marketing here in Cambodia. Vietnam. I could go there, actually. That'd be cool, wouldn't it? But what they have a preference for ease of use. That's too expensive. India, well, that is a little bit too expensive. Nepal, yeah, they like ease of use. These places. I could go to the Philippines. 9 million people. Right, let me get this computer marked up, finished, and we will have a look at going elsewhere. Where is it? Oh, there we are. I need to get all the walls shut. Okay, so let's get some feedback on this. It's not a market leader. How very dare you? Because it's not a gaming machine, I suppose, is it? I've designed it for home users. Okay, the recommended price is 2180. Can we sell it for... Let's type that in correctly. 2000. Let's market that. Oh, it does sell. It sells quite nicely. Right, maybe I am leading. We'll get rid of this one. We don't need that old office machine. Right. Maybe I am leading the world in PC technology. We'll see when we get to the stats at the end of the year. What was I looking at? Could I produce a new gaming machine for the PC? Where's our research? We're researching SCSI next, which is going to take a while. That's going to be into next year, I think, before we get SCSI. Yeah, definitely. So let's create yet another PC. Now, I'm going to try this, and I'm going to explain why when we see what happens. So this is our current PC. Let's copy that design, and we will call it the 83.2. We'll call it Gamer, that'll do. So we'll save that design. Right, yeah, this is, it was mentioned in the Steam forums. It has been reported back to the developer. This is the only actual major glitch I've actually seen in the game so far. There are a few other clunky things and a few things that aren't perfect in terms of the design, the UI and so on. But everything works apart from this one thing, which is where if you copy a PC computer, it actually turns the one you actually create is a home computer. So it loses the flag to say this is a PC. So I can't use this one. I'm going to have to...
Your new computer model went into the testing phase.
I'm going to have to archive that one because it's not a home computer, it's not a PC, which is what it needs to be. Right, so what this does mean then is... Why archive? It is archived. Right, this screen needs to be refreshed, which it will be in a minute. Yeah, we need to create our PCs anew rather than copying like we did with the home computers. Okay, so we'll clear all these. I also we'll put the microphone on the gaming machine as well. That's splendid. The memory, we'll use the same memory. Same CPU, the same Winchester disk, floppy disk. There's none of those. Why do you keep clicking on it? The quiet power supply, the Winchester storage, our funky motherboard, the display, the monitor, and the operating system. Okay, so they're all set. We won't put the UPS on this. As I said, gamers don't need UPSs or faxes or printers for that matter. So Tektron PC 83.2 Gamer. Okay, so let's save that and create the
Your
prototype.
new computer model went into the testing phase.
Okay, so if we look at this, it doesn't tell us. It'd be nice if it told us. Oh, you can tell from the icon, of course, can't you, which type it is. That's a home computer. This is a PC. Right, we need to run the game on to see those. Right, one other thing I was thinking of doing in an attempt to reduce my costs and perhaps increase my marketing as well. Was that in South Korea here? That's one of my sites, at least. South Korea. No, it wasn't that one. It was here in Laos, which unfortunately is one of the glitches in the UI. For some reason, it can't be called Laos. It's calling it no translation. This has been reported, obviously, and the developer has told us that that's actually, for some reason, a difficult thing to fix. Okay, so let's increase the office level here. Now, the thing with this is it reduces the costs of all the other buildings, the daily costs of all the other buildings. So, although this costs me a bit to maintain, it does mean I can reduce the costs of the other buildings, especially the big expensive ones like factories and so on.
Your new computer model is polished.
Okay, that's ready to go. Ooh, oh, bang! Oh, darn, it's just too late for Christmas, the 26th of December. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Right, I want some marketing here. So let's upgrade that. Okay, that will only really obviously come into effect next year. So let's go back to our computer screen and our gaming machine. Again, prestigious. Right, let's get out to the world map. Slightly quieter in my ears. I don't think you can really hear the wind rushing sound on the site screen, but I can. Right, so the recommended price of this is 2096. Let's go for 2100. Will people buy it at that price? Being prestigious and all. Apparently not. buy it at that price. Autosave done. We're about at the end of the year, and we are selling these machines too. And we're about to turn over. Here we are in 1984. So, my percentage of the market has dropped slightly. I'm just over 31%. I haven't been keeping a track on how much I'm earning daily, but I think it's always been quite good. Again, I've got 3 LP left, which means I can expand into other countries. So I can increase my my market area, which should increase my percentage and hopefully my profit as well. Then, as well, in keeping with that, the reason I built my marketing department was, or I'm building the new marketing department, is because that will give me an extra percentage point in the marketing here. I think, if I got that right, which hopefully will mean I can compete more aggressively in these countries like Malawi. Oh, well, I've lost out entirely to the blue company, and indeed Cambodia. Oh, I'm getting close in Cambodia. That extra percentage might well work for me. Okay, let's have a look at our stats. Where are we? So, oh my goodness, this was excellent. So we made over nearly 8.5 million in profit. Well, not as big as some previous years. Why is that, I wonder? Yeah, we're not making as much profit in the home computer market. Yeah, we've lost out there. Site upkeep, that's gone up a bit. Construction, we haven't done much of that this year, to be honest. Oh, this engineering. What was that? Oh, that was building new stuff, I think. That's part of that reason. Yeah, I think it looks like we're losing out. We're not as profitable as we used to be. Our costs are going up, and the margin on our computers isn't quite as good. Okay, so at the moment, my personal computers are making a small dent. So my sales by design are 25% PC. That's quite impressive. I'm sure the numbers didn't reflect that. Globally, less than 25%. So my customers, Venezuela, as always, this looks pretty much as it always is. Again, I'm leading. I've got the biggest market out of all the companies, Venezuela, but Mozambique, whoever owns that, is catching up. Do I have anyone else here? United Kingdom, excellent. I have 2 countries in the top 8, which is splendid. And most economies are average that are being sold to. And I'm kind of hitting that as well there. Right, the important one. I'm still ahead. Excellent. Looks like my market share in terms of global sales has gone up, which is quite impressive. Again, my chunk of the pie here is growing. Overall time, it's just over 25% by the look of it. But here it's cracking on to 30% or so. That's impressive. Datall Systems, the yellow company. I did have a go when we started the game trying to crush them, but obviously haven't succeeded. As you can see, they've been moving up as well in terms of their sales. Everyone else is pretty much static, which is good news. Unfortunately, we can't really see here. I'm assuming because that pie for PCs, personal computers, isn't that much smaller than 25% globally. Other companies have got PCs out as well. Unfortunately, we can't. It's not broken down here. Again, hopefully that's going to be one of the new bits of information we get in a future update to the game. Preferences. Everyone loves ease of use. Though my market likes performance. It's a pity I'm not really doing so well in it. Prestige isn't a big seller globally. I think that's because average is the economy type, which is most common in the world so far. And finally, I've reached the ripe old age of 29, and everything looks to be going quite nicely there. So everything is still looking good. I've dropped a percentage point in market share, but I'm still top dog. And coming up in research, lots of good stuff for PCs, like SCSI, like the Isobus, composite monitors. So we should see, well, at least one, possibly two of those in the coming year. Right, so I'm feeling happy. I'm still working the numbers. We're still ahead. I could do with better sales, and I think so next year we will see an expansion into at least one more country, possibly two actually. I've got a fair amount of money in the bank, 30 million computer technology dollars, so I can afford to move to other places, though that may well mean building extra factory capacity, which of course costs a lot. But we will see that in an upcoming episode. But for the meantime, thank you so much for joining me today. Hope you've enjoyed this episode. If you have, do leave us a like. If you have any thoughts, suggestions, recommendations, criticisms, anything you feel like saying, just pop a note in that comments box below. It'd be great to hear from you. And of course, if you've not done so already, please do subscribe to the channel, and that way you'll know whenever I upload another one of these or any of my other Let's Play series. But from me, Ajaxpost, here in Computer Tycoon, until the next time, bye bye for now.